A cancer diagnosis is devastating, especially when the best treatment is out of reach. For millions across Africa, that has been the reality. But now, change is coming, and it's here in Abuja, Nigeria. The African Medical Center of Excellence, a partnership between Afrexim Bank and London's King's College Hospital, is transforming healthcare on the continent. From sickle cell disease to advanced cancer care, its cutting-edge facilities promise new hope. I spoke with the CEO, Brian Dever, on how this center could save lives across Africa.
Outbound medical tourism in Africa is a huge problem. It's a financial burden as well as a problem of convenience and access for care. In Nigeria alone, and just the tourism for Nigeria, it's estimated between $1 and $2 billion a year leave the country, about $3.5 billion for West Africa and about $10 billion for the continent as a whole. And on those numbers, about 60% of that are in the three specialties that we cover at the African Medical Center of Excellence. So if you look, for instance, at the families that suffer from a child that has sickle cell, huge burden dealing with the crisis that comes with that. AMCE will be able to not only treat the disease of sickle cell anemia, but they'll be able to cure it. Then you've got the cancers. In Nigeria, you have mortality rates of 50% and higher on cancer cases, where in the US or Europe, it might only be 18%. And that has to change. Some of it is related to screening, but other parts of it just has to do with access. And so we want to make these services available locally here for all Nigerians and in fact West Africans to receive the kind of care that can be sought elsewhere. We've just completed 3 key recruiting events, one in Egypt, one in Lagos, and one right here in Abuja. We have 2 more coming up, one in South Africa, one in India. Our recruitment of specialists, whether they're doctors or nurses or engineers, all of the recruitment has been a global search with the intent of protecting the jobs and hospitals that are currently here. We don't want to poach from existing hospitals. We want to bring the diaspora back home. We have some great partners in medical technology, both in software and equipment. That is all being installed as we speak. The other thing that we have been successful in accomplishing over the last several months has been some of our medical outreach. So even before the hospitals opened, we've been able to get out to various communities and provide free health care to members of those communities, and those communities, villages, and people have been direct recipients of the great compassionate care of some of our staff. It really starts with the construction of the facility. We've had up to 1,000 employees on the construction site. Just behind the property that the hospital sits on is the Wumba village. And we've had at least 150 of those village members working on the site. And so job creation has been something that we've been very happy about and will continue. As we open in June, we will, between permanent staff and outsourced staff, we'll have about 450 employees. And by the end of the first year, we will have approaching 1,100 employees. So one of the exciting things that we have experienced with Efrexim Bank as one of our, our key partner and underwriter. Last year, Efrexim Bank allocated $1 billion to Nigeria, specifically in partnership with the Ministry of Health, to encourage new healthcare businesses to come and be established here in the area, with a focus on manufacturing. I think probably one of the most important things we're doing from a people aspect is attracting the top talent around the world. Wherever you've got the top healthcare institutions globally, at the very top of those, you will always find Nigerian doctors and nurses. And so we have been actively recruiting those individuals to come back home. You know, as Efrexim Bank was looking at what the AMCE needed to accomplish strategically, one of the key missions was education. So if you look at the threefold mission, it was to, one, bring much needed care to the area, fill in some of the gaps in care, and that's where the three specialties come in that we are focused on: cardiovascular, oncology, and hematology. Another was to promote intra-African trade. And that will come with all of the supporting businesses that we expect in terms of the suppliers, the other specialties, the other hospitals that we will be collaborating and partnering with, as well as pharmaceutical companies, that sort of thing. And then there's the education component. Now, about a year and a half ago, an announcement was made with King's College of London, whereby we will be partnering with them to establish a medical school on this campus, a medical and nursing school, as well as some allied health disciplines. And so with that, we will be providing additional opportunities for adding to Nigeria's professional resources. And then when we look at the partnerships we've developed with companies like Novartis, fantastic pharmaceutical company out of Switzerland, we'll be doing clinical trials and research right there at the AMCE site. What a lot of folks don't understand is the pharmaceutical studies, the genome studies that have been done have been largely focused on the North American and European genomes. So the drugs that have been developed specific to the metabolic rates of people that live in those areas. Those drugs need to be customized for the African genome. And so we will be doing a lot of that research right here at the African Medical Center of Excellence. I think the first thing is that not only will we reduce the amount of outbound medical tourism, but we want to reverse it. We want to see people coming from Europe, coming from the US, from China, from India, to Abuja. We want to see them coming here because of the expertise and technology and research that we've done here. And on that note, the AMC Abuja is just the first. It's the first of 5 of these types of facilities that will be going in throughout Africa. So medical tourism, that's one area. The other is we want to make available access to care for the millions, literally millions, who don't currently have access to it, whether it's geographic access or whether it is financial access. We want to make these services available. Huge gaps in care there. And so, as we look out 5 years from now, I want to be able to report that hundreds of families have been relieved because their family member who suffered from sickle cell, they've been cured. And then outside of that, it just stays with the people. We want to develop our people. We want to develop healthcare leaders. We want to develop healthcare professionals, clinicians, and otherwise. And so we want to see a net increase there as well.